Hi guys, Monica here. So I'm going to be doing a quick little beauty video for you guys. This is one of my go-to looks. Being a housewife and a mother of four, sometimes I do not have the extra time to put into my face or my hair. Sometimes with like, say, church meetings, school meetings, errands, stuff like that. So yeah, this is what I like to call housewife hair and makeup. So if you guys want to see how to do this, then keep watching. So beforehand, I have washed and moisturized my face just in case I have any like dry patches or anything that happens to build up on my face overnight, which sometimes it does. Or sometimes I haven't got all my eye makeup off and I get those like dark bags underneath my eyes. So I've washed all that off. So, alright. Concealer is your best friend when it comes to this. Now, I don't have a lot of like spots on my face, to be honest with you, that need to really be covered. So I only really hit the spots that just kind of show up red and sometimes that appear broke out. So I've just put a squeeze of my Maybelline Master Conceal on the back of my hand. I just tap my finger in it and I start going right underneath my eye. Make sure you get that inner corner and try to get it as close without getting it in your eye underneath here and kind of work your way up to right there. And then just follow down into that classic V shape. I have kind of purpley green, sometimes a little bit of blue, marks underneath my eyes. And I have more of a, like around my nose, it's more red. So I try to cover that up. And in between my eyes, if you can kind of sort of see, it's what some people call a strawberry, or they call it like, what is it, a pork wine stain or whatever. I have that, all of my children have that. And when I'm really upset, like when I've been crying, it really comes out. So, I try to cover up all of those right here in between my eyebrows too. I'm going to go up just a little bit. And I do this a lot when I have like, say, parent-teacher conference, or I need to run out and I just don't look the greatest. Or sometimes, I'm giving my tricks away, sometimes when I'm recording my cooking videos, yeah, I'll do this because, of course, I'm at home and I can't see wasting a whole face full of makeup, so I do this. So, alright, I'm just concealing all of the red on my chin, and where I took out my lip ring, there's still that little indentation right there that I hope will go away. But all just around my mouth, on my lips a little bit, because we are going to apply lip product. So yeah, it basically looks like I've coated my whole face with my concealer. Okay, now I'm going to take my little Soho sponge and just start dabbing that out. When you're to this point where it looks like everything is basically as blended out as it's going to get, I like to take the sponge and just kind of blend the excess out. That way it all kind of sort of matches. So I just go back over everything with the excess and just kind of sort of blend it out. So I'm still covering everything, but you can still see my skin underneath, which is great because it really doesn't look like I've done much. Like I said, I like to use this when I'm filming some videos, or when I have a meeting with my kid's teacher, or just something like that. It's kind of the lazy look. It's my lazy look anyways. I've done this, I don't know how long. I guess when you become a mom, you kind of realize that some of your time working on yourself kind of sort of gets cut short. I've been doing this ever since before I had, well, when I had the twins. Before I had the twins, I could sit there, take as much time as I wanted on my face. After I had them, not the case. I had to, I was very pressed for time. I had to not only get myself ready, but 2 babies by myself, so time was of the essence. Okay, so now we're going to take a powder. I'm just going to use the Fit Me Maybelline powder. I'm going to take my little brush, tap it in there. I always start at my nose because my nose always seems to just be red. It's probably because of the allergies. I'm going to go underneath the eyes. That way when we put on any shadow, if anything, you know, falls on it, we can just wipe it off. In between. And then I just kind of lightly dust it around. I find this look takes me about anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Versus if I was doing my whole entire face and wanting to do all the contouring and all that stuff, which a whole face of makeup, the works, would take me about 30 minutes. Okay. So, that is done. I'm going to go ahead and start on my eyes. So, we're just going to take, which I did not get out, but we're just going to take our eyeshadow. Grab my eyeshadow brush. Riley's been in here, so there it is. Okay. So I'm just going to take my little dome brush that I just dusted off. I always like to work with a washcloth on my knee. And I'm going to take my Coastal Scents palette, and we're going to go for really easy. So, I always like to start with this color right here. It's more of like a, almost a white, silver. I hate trying to describe colors, to be honest. I really do. So I like to start in the middle of my eye, and then work in. Get that little bit of corner right there. I don't worry about the outside of my eye too much, just because I usually have a darker color. So I don't really worry about that much, but we're going for easy, simple, just throw it on and get out the door, but still look decent, not like, ooh. Because I see some people that it does. It looks like they literally just threw some stuff on. Okay, so now we're going to go for a tan color. Now I'm almost out of these. You can tell I really love these 2 colors, but it's just a really nice tan color. It's not quite my skin color, but it's close enough. Tap off the excess with the tapping in. And then I just like to go in. I just want to give just a little bit of color and just kind of define my eyes a little bit. You know, they don't need to be left out. Just kind of define it just a little bit. But when you use something like these lighter tan colors, you don't have to worry about if it is like perfectly blended out as much as you do when you're wearing a much darker color. And I have a really bad problem with that. If I wear a darker color, one side always tends to be darker than the other. I don't know why. Okay, so now we're going to do the other eye. Same thing, tap it off. But I like to do this, like I said, when I do a lot of my videos. Just because, you know, usually I'm at home and I can't see wasting all of that product just for me to sit at home all pretty. I guess I could be all pretty dressed up for the vlogs, but to me it's just kind of sort of a waste. But when I'm filming a video like I'm doing today, it's kind of needed. In case you guys are wondering what video I'm filming today, I'm going to do a chicken fried steak, or some people call it a country fried steak. Okay, so that is it. Now we're going to take a much lighter color just for our highlight, which is going to be that little white there. It's like a white cream. I'm going to go underneath our brow. Just like that. Now if that's not enough for you, you can add more color. But like I said, you know, we're just going for quick and easy. Now just to kind of make sure it's all blended, we're going to take this little color right here, which I got in this little bitty kit for Christmas. It's Mark Wynn's. I'm just going to take it, a little bit of it, and just kind of make sure that nothing's left out. Everything is blended together all nicely. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go in with our eyeliner. Now you can do the whole eye if you want. I prefer just to do the top, because when I do my whole eye, it makes my eyes look very small. So I like to just run it along the line of the top, and then when I kind of get down here to the edge, just kind of wiggle it a little bit. Not going for a very intense eyeliner look. All I'm doing is trying to fill in the gaps in between my lashes, so my lashes look a little bit fuller. But if you want to add more eyeliner, go ahead. Okay. Now for our lashes. So I'm just going to take my eyelash curler, curl my lashes like I normally would. Just pump them as many times as you need. Just be careful not to pinch your eyelid. I hate when I do that, and it really hurts. Okay, so once they're standing straight up, just like so, I like to take, what is this? My, what is this? False fiber lashes. I like to take that, and I like to just give them a coat. Kind of spread them apart just a little bit. I don't have very long lashes, but I find using this and then this other mascara does tricks. It just does wonders for my eyelashes. Okay, this is Maybelline the Falsies. Now, you've probably seen this. It has the little wand there at the bottom, and then on the other side it has a bigger wand. Now, I don't really get much use out of this big wand. To be honest with you, I mainly use this one. Now, why I use this one, you're going to see. Okay, I put it at the bottom of my lashes, wiggle a little bit, and I just do it all around and try to position my lashes to the way that I want them to lay. And for some reason, it works so much better on my lashes using this little one than most of them do. And I think it's just because it's so small that it gets in between every little lash. And don't forget the bottom. But that's what I use on my lashes every single time that I do them. And I just kind of wait for it to dry a little bit. I go over to this side and do this one. And then I just go back and run another coat or two on there. And the last little coat, I get the tips of my lashes really well. But I find that just, it works wonders for my eyelashes because I have long eyelashes, but they don't stay curled very long. And they're long, but they're not very dark. So when I don't have any mascara on them, they're almost non-existent, which is really weird. But it's because they're more blonde, my natural hair color. So they're very hard to see. Okay, so we did the coat of this one. Now we're going to go ahead and go in with this one. And don't wait too long in between applications, because if one of them for some reason is sticking up looking funny, which happens a lot to me, it is a lot easier to fix. Spread them out at the end, kind of give you that wide eye look. Don't forget the bottom again. I dip it again, and then we're going to go over to the other side and go for another coat. And I like to get very close to the bottom of my lashes because it kind of helps darken that that part up a little bit, so it's a little more defined. I'm going to go back to this side. I know it kind of seems like a lengthy process, but it's not once you get it done and you're not talking like I am. And you know what you're doing. When you've done this a few times, it literally takes you just 5 minutes. Okay, check them out. Do the tips of them a little bit so they kind of stand out. Okie dokie. Let those dry. Now we're going to go ahead and do our eyebrows. So I obviously don't have very dark eyebrows, but I have to darken mine because I look kind of funny without it. So I'm using the Maybelline brow pencil. It's got the what is this called? The little pencil on one end, and then it's got the brush on the other end. So I like to kind of tilt my head back a little bit. And then I like to try to find the sharper edge of the pencil and start drawing my line. Doing it that way, I kind of ensure that I don't get my brows too thick, because sometimes I will get those bad boys really thick and I am walking around looking all crazy. Like I'm really pissed at the world, but you know, I'm not. It's just my brows. So I go up, just kind of to cap it off, and I start going over a little bit, back over. And I've said before, my brows are not the best. They are not. I know they're not, but it comes from years and years of torture. I also have a video on what I do to my brows. So, check it out, my big mirror. Take my brush. Just kind of comb through them. That way they don't look all crazy and all slicked. Looks a little more natural. I just kind of comb through them until they look a little bit more natural. Because you don't want them to be, you know, crazy. Look like the crazy brow lady. That's what you'd be known as, too. Alright, so we're going to go and do the same thing with this one. I think it's so funny because my husband, he will make comments about people's brows, especially women's, and he's like, you know those are not her brows. Why does she fill in her brows? And I asked him the other day, I said, honey, you do realize I fill in my brows, right? I was like, you know, does he really not know I fill in my brows? But I guess it just never really, like, crossed his mind. But, yeah. I fill in mine, like I said, because of years of torture, and I like him to kind of frame my face a little bit. And I guess because I went so many years looking like I didn't have no brows, it's just kind of nice to actually see I have brows. So I always like to have, of course, a big mirror and a little mirror so I can kind of look back and forth just to make sure I'm not looking all crazy. We're going to go ahead and... Okay, so we're going to go in with a little bit of bronzer. This is So Baked from Hard Candy. And we're also going to go in with this pretty blush on our cheek. We're also going to use my favorite lip combo, which is Revlon's Creme Brulee. And this is Maybelline's Get Mauvin lip pencil. Okay, so I like to kind of just move my lips around a little bit. Smooth out any edges. Because I always overdraw somewhere. Just like that. I take my other lip pencil. And I just like to kind of define my upper lip a little bit more because it is smaller than my bottom lip. Okay. One last little brush underneath our eyes to make sure everything is all nice and cleaned up. And that is it for the face. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're looking at my hair like, oh my gosh, look at her hair. Okay, so if you have no time or you're trying to save washes or whatever it may be, you have a husband, you're newly married, and you don't want to look like poo when he comes home, this is what I do a lot. Okay, so my hair, of course, is not looking too hot. Well, you can always go with the regular pin-up bun. You just put your hair up in a ponytail, grab your ponytail kind of smooth it back a little bit. I like to put it in just a little like top knot, very messy. Doesn't have to be perfect. Take your bandana, fold it in half, and we're going to start rolling it up. Okay. Go around the back of your head. Probably help if I position my mirror where I can see. Go like this. Now some people like to tie it right in front. I like to tie mine over to the side a little bit. I just think it looks cuter. So get it off your ears a little bit. And then put another little knot in it. Pull a little bit of your side hair down if you have some. Just so it doesn't look so crazy. Bam. You have that one. Now, you can always do this, and if you have bangs like I do, you can leave your bangs out and you can leave them straight, or you can pull a couple of more pieces and curl them. Or you can just take your hair down, like so, if you're going for more of a down look, or you just don't like to wear your hair in a ponytail. Go underneath, just like so. Position your bangs back just a little bit, assuming that you have bangs. Pull it up, just like so. I like to kind of push them back just a little bit more. And when you push your little piece through, make sure you pull that hair back so it does not stick through. And like I said, tie it to the side just like that. Now, you can keep your hair down and in front, and you can keep it straight, or you can curl it out at the ends, which sometimes I like to do, or I like to curl my hair sometimes. You can either do just a real beachy curl, natural curl, or really, really curl. So you can do that. You can go ahead and put all your hair back up on the top of your head. So say you are having a really greasy hair day and you have no time at all. You've either overslept or you just literally just have to run out the door. You have children, work, whatever. You just have to run out the door. Put your hair up in a little bun. Better than that though. You're going to take your bandana, unroll it. Put it on the back of your head, just like this. And we're going to do the same little tie thing. Now you can leave what I call like these little bunny ears out. I like to leave those out, to be honest with you. I just feel it kind of adds more to it. Or you can just tuck them in, just tuck them right underneath. And then the back of your headband, make sure you tuck that in too. And you can cover your ears if you want your ears covered. I don't like my ears covered just because it makes me look funny. Makes me look like I don't have ears. Just make sure, like I said, you just tuck it in the back real well. You pull a little bit of hair down just to define your face. Slap you a pair of hoop earrings on or some diamonds, pearls, whatever you want to wear. And bam, you have another hairstyle. And that works really great, like I said, if your hair is really greasy, because you know the back of your hair, kind of shows sometimes with it being greasy, and then like if you slept on it and you sweat or you went to bed with it wet, you kind of get that weird curly hair back there. So that really helps with that. So you don't really see much of the hair, just this and this. So yeah. But yeah, that is it, guys. That is my quick little housewife makeup and hair tips. So, and there's a bug flying around. So if you guys want to see more, or if you have any requests, make sure you leave them below and I will get to it. And thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to check out my cooking video. Bye guys!